Hey everybody, I'm back. And welcome to episode 6, I think, of the Knitting Texan podcast. My name is Ren, also known as Knitting Texan on Ravelry, and I am coming to you from a small town in central Texas where I am from and where I live with my family. That's my spiel. I'm back. It's been quite a while, and that's mostly because of holidays and also because I got sick. I was going to record, but I came down with strep throat, and I may still sound a little weird and may make noises like that every once in a while. And so, yeah, I'm now back again, and I've got a lot of finished objects, and I only have half of them. But, so yeah, let's just hop right into it, I guess. My very first finished object, I'm going to go ahead and do the ones that I don't actually have physically here. So I'll try and put pictures either on either side of me. If I don't end up putting pictures, they are on Ravelry, on my Ravelry, which is linked in the description box below. So the first finished object was my grandmother's Musselburgh. I knit it out of these two colors from Lolo Did It, which is Sienka Creek, I think, and Shamrock. Shamrock is what it's called. So these are both low original base, which is an 8515 superwash merino nylon bases, which is my favorite base from Lolo Did It. So yeah, that was done, and I gifted it to her when I saw her at Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving for us was the Tuesday before actual Thanksgiving. And my next two finished objects are both pairs of socks. And these are socks from 4WMAS, which I told you about in my previous episode, where I offered to knit socks. Sorry. I offered to knit socks for WMAS. And the podcaster behind this, Nanny Knits, Lucy, she sent yarn from the UK so that I could knit socks. And I have sent out both pairs of socks that I was able to knit. And they were both out of this Regia color. I have quite a bit. I have like maybe 20 grams left over from it. And it's just white with a bunch of different speckles of color. And so, yeah, the socks are in the UK now. I'm pretty sure she has them now. But anyways, I made two pairs of socks. One of them was just in this colorway. And then another one I added in a pink for heels, toes, and cuffs. So you will see a picture of either of them here. And I just basically used the same recipe that I used for my socks. I just kind of played around with the numbers a little bit, which was really fun to get to do because I haven't changed my sock recipe since I started knitting socks. So it was great to be able to experiment in those kinds of ways. But yeah. Those are three of my finished objects. My fourth finished object is a big one. I finished my fluffy cardigan. And so this is made out of Eco Brights. I just know them as Eco Brights. I think they're Loops and Threads Eco Brights. So a Michael's brand. I almost said a monkey brand. Oops. And so this was made out of three colors. It was white, cobalt blue, mint, and purple, I think was what they were. So yeah. Or maybe aqua. I don't the mint I think was a weird name. I think it may have been aqua. But anyways, sorry. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. I made it based off of a jacket that I wear all the time. So I really enjoy it. The thing is that this is super hot, like super hot. And Texas right now does not feel like winter. I think it's 75 outside right now. It does not feel like winter. And it was like 80 yesterday. So this guy has not gotten a lot of use out of it, but I did wear it, the week of Thanksgiving while I was sick because when you have congestion, it's good to keep your head and yourself warm, and you're coughing. And I was coughing. Not you're coughing, I was coughing. Sheesh. So yeah, it turned out really great. I did not do full-length sleeves just because when I wear, actually this jacket right here, when I wear this jacket, which this is the jacket it's made off of, I roll up the sleeves. So they end up being about the same length as the sleeves I knit on my cardigan. So yeah, this is finished object number 4, and probably my biggest finished object yet, because I haven't finished any of my blankets yet. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. So that is finished object number 4. Where am I gonna? Okay. Finished object number 5. Oh my gosh, we're getting there. I was, if you remember from last episode, I was knitting 2 Musselburghs, one for my grandmother and one for my sister. This one is the one for my sister, and it's totally done. It was out of Lolo Did It, again, Low Original, and this is Paratrooper, and then inside is Troll Hair. And it turned out to be this kind of hunting hat with kind of camo and then that bright orange. So she loves it. It fits really great. I always knit the adult medium, like for everybody in my family, because we all basically have the same sized head, or what amounts to the same size head, just different shapes. Some of us are big and squatty, and some of us are tall and have a little less. But they all fit us pretty well, pretty snug. And so yeah, this is my sister's hat. And out of the leftovers, I still have 50 grams of the troll hair, which I'm not sure what to do with because it's so bright. It is so incredibly bright. Like, oh my gosh. Like, you can see it reflecting off of my face. It's very bright. So yeah, that is finished object number 5. Yes. I know how to count. I promise. My brain's a little fried from last couple weeks of classes, but I'm still here, I promise. But when I used the rest of this Paratrooper colorway, I made a pair of socks. A whole pair of socks, which these knit up super fast. Like, really super fast. Now, it may have been that it was because I was sick and didn't go anywhere and was just sitting and knitting, and that's all I had, like, the brain space to do. So yeah, I made it out of the rest of the Paratrooper colorway. These are men's size 10, give or take, men's size 10, 10 and a half. I did run out of yarn at the very end I cut the skein in half. Let's back up a little bit. I cut the skein in half into 2 cakes. Then I knit 1 sock and ran out of yarn before I was able to do the toe, so I did the toe in this discontinued Hobby Lobby yarn that's also superwash, I believe. And then I knit the second sock, and I have like 1 gram left of the Paratrooper. I have a lot of the green. So yeah, that is all my finished objects. 6 finished objects is kind of ridiculous. So yeah, that's all of my finished objects, and I only have 2 works in progress, which is, well, 2 mini projects. I have 1 blanket, so I guess technically I have 3, but I have 3 works in progress. 3 works in progress, and that's basically it. I don't have any other projects on the needles, which is pretty crazy. So my first project is kind of in timeout right now, just because I am a little bit swamped right now with school. It's leading up to finals, last week of class, so I just realized I have a loop. Sorry, that's what I saw. But I do not have the brain space to do complicated patterns. And this is a new idea for me. So this is a bag from White Rose Fiber Co., I think. And in here is a sweater for my dog, JR, who is a Jack Russell Terrier. So in the winter, he's not as warm as our Havanese that has a lot of hair. So I was going to knit him a sweater out of my Batman yarn, or I am knitting him a sweater. I am currently knitting him a sweater out of the Batman yarn, the infamous Batman yarn, but I tried it on him and I made the armholes in the wrong spot. I think it fits him. I think it's a good size. I don't think it's too big, but the armholes are in the wrong place. So yeah, I'm gonna have to rip back to here and start that over again. But yeah, I've tried it on him pretty consistently and it's working so far. I forget which pattern I'm using. I think it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I forget what it's called. It's in the description box below. So yeah, I am knitting this, holding it double because it's actually a DK weight pattern, I think. And so I'm holding it double and I'm knitting him out of this yarn because this yarn is 100% acrylic. So if we needed to wash it in the washing machine, it's okay. So, well, as far as I know, I've never actually washed my socks made out of this in the washing machine. Although if I stretch it out like this, it looks gigantic. It looks like it could be a sweater for me almost. So that may be frogged. I don't know at this point. So my next work in progress is a pair of socks. And I'm kind of getting my sock mojo back. And which is really nice because that's what I can take to school and knit on between classes if I have time, which at this point I do not, but you know, it's a thought that counts. So I have started a sock, or a pair of socks rather. You don't just knit one sock, or I mean, I guess you could, but you don't tend to wear unless you're making mismatch socks. I'm sorry. So this is West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply, and I believe this is just a color number, but I'm sure it has a name. It just is not on the ball. I think it's color, oh boy. It's a bunch of numbers. That's all it's got on here is a bunch of numbers. So, but yeah, I've really been enjoying working with this. It's a little different than the yarn that I'm used to. It's more rustic and it's got like a fluff on the edge, but I'm really enjoying it. And socks like this are really warm, which isn't really necessary in Texas, but you know, you need at least one pair of warm socks. At least one. I think I have 2, maybe 3. Boot socks. That's what these are. They're boot socks. So anyways, this is how it's working up, and it's a self-striping or self-patterning, whichever one you call, whichever you want to call it. So yeah, that's what it's turning out as, and it's just a 64 stitch sock. I cast on with DPNs because casting on with a 9-inch is a pain in the butt. You may have heard people complain about it, and it's true. It's like all stretched out and you feel like you're making a mess of it. So I cast on and knit the ribbing on DPNs. And then when I finish the ribbing, I switch to 9-inch circulars, and then I knit the leg, and then I switch back to DPNs to do the heel turn and gusset, and then I switch back to 9-inch circulars until the toe, and then I do the toe on DPN. That's what I do. And so, yeah, I pretty much started the ribbing right when this patterning stopped, which was about 12 rounds, I think it was, which is pretty typical for me. I don't typically make it to 20. I typically will do anywhere from 10 to 15. And that makes a pretty good sized cuff, in my opinion. 1x1 rib as well. So yeah, and this is in my lemon bag. Also from White Rose Fiber Company. And these are Chalgu needles. All my needles pretty much are Chalgu, unless I say differently, because I don't really knit with other needles besides Chalgu. All right, so those are my 2 works in progress, and now on to acquisitions. And my first acquisition is actually kind of it was a gift that it's a little pouch, and my grandmother gave me this pouch when we went to Thanksgiving because she didn't need it, but it is actually turned into something I use all the time, and I keep like my needle gauge, stitch markers, my needles, and my scissors in there. So yeah, it's turned into my little pouch that I carry around everywhere that has all the stuff in it that I need. And so yeah, I've really enjoyed having this. It also has a boxed bottom, so it just kind of sits like this. So I guess if I wanted to, I could use it as a project bag, but I don't tend to because it goes all the way. The zipper goes all the way around, which I guess could be used as a project bag. So yeah, that's my first acquisition, and I've really been enjoying using it. I've been surprised, in fact, how useful it is. So my second acquisition is a Share-A-Pair. Finally, I got a Share-A-Pair. I've been trying to get a Share-A-Pair for a year, I think, and I finally got it, and I'm so glad that I got this one because this is a old farm truck in worn jeans, which is like amazing. It's amazing. I love the colorway names. I love the colorways themselves. It just fits me, and it fits me. So for those of you who don't know, Share-A-Pair, what it is you buy, these are 50-gram skeins in 2 packages. So the idea is that you buy them and then you share a pair with a friend, hence Share-A-Pair. But you get 100 grams. These are 50 grams each, so you get 100 grams, but 50 grams of each color. And I don't know which is which, but if I had to guess, I would say this is worn jeans and this is old farm truck. And this is a 75-25 superwash merino and nylon base. And so I'm really excited to knit these up. I think what I'm going to end up doing is making one pair, one into socks, and then possibly the other one use it in color work. I have gray. I have 2 full gray skeins, so maybe I could make a color work sweater with these as like stripes, or possibly actual stranded color work. So yeah, really excited about these. And really excited that I am finally able to try these. Try Mandy's Share-A-Pair. So my last acquisition is also very exciting. You may remember from last episode that I talked about the fact that I won the colorway of the month by Desert Vista Dye Works. So if you don't know, Desert Vista Dye Works is a company that sells self-striping yarn, and her self-striping yarn is really cool, really amazing. And she has this really cool thing on Ravelry where you can submit a picture as inspiration for a colorway, and if she picks you, you get a free skein of that yarn. Really cool idea. And so I was extremely lucky to get to win one, but unfortunately when she sent it, it got lost in the mail. So I told her about it, and she was gracious enough to send me another skein of the yarn. So this is Oktoberfest Celebration. So what I had sent her was, or what I had submitted is a picture of Oktoberfest, but not the typical Oktoberfest. At least the ones that I've seen are all like white and blue and then brown for like pretzels and beer. So this one was very colorful and had a lot of different colors in it. And as you can see, it has a black mini that comes with it. I'm pretty sure she still sells this one, this colorway, because I think she sells them for like the entire year, and then maybe next year she doesn't sell them anymore. I don't really know how it works, but as you can see, it's a really pretty colorway that has all the different colors that was in the picture, and I can put the picture somewhere, I guess. And this is also a project page on my Ravelry if you wanted to see what the picture inspiration was, and then the colorway that it turned into. But this is Oktoberfest Celebration. And I'm super excited to be able to try this out. So, oh, well, I forgot to show my northeasterly. I guess I could show that now. But previously, I haven't really made much progress on my northeasterly because I basically finished one vertical stripe about how long I wanted it, and then I wasn't sure what I wanted to do next. So I decided to do a thin, totally solid black stripe between all the colored stripes. So that's what I'm working on right now. And as you can see, I'm not that entirely far, but I'm moving along quite a bit. I've got it about right now where I do maybe like one color block after I finish a project or a certain number of projects. If I'm in limbo between projects, that's what I do. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for the Share a Pair yarn or for the Desert Vista Dye Works yarn, sorry, please leave them in the comment section below. If you have any questions, also leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I will hopefully see you in 2 weeks. We'll see how things go. But thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.